Fuck, I'm fucking everything up. Hold on. Chat, so I am already high for the record. Ain't you glad you didn't do the stream last week? Yeah, I was sick as hell. I was not gonna do that. Okay, fuck it. I'll just put it behind everything. There we go. That kind of works. Welcome to Toker's Trials, everybody. I'm high. I'm not as high as I could be, but I'm a little bit high today. Oh, I forgot what I was doing. Dude, okay, so I got high to set up this stream because I thought it would be funnier, and it is kind of funny. Thank you for the follows, guys. Because if you look, you can see all the stuff I put on screen. It is kind of funny. What was I saying? This is kind of funny, but it is also, I did also have not set up everything that I need to set up yet, but it's fine. We can sit here for a second. Well, I did, and then I realized what time it was, and then I realized this is the time that I want to go live. So I just went live, but I don't actually have everything set up. But it's okay. We're hanging out. Today we are playing a game I have never played before called LSD Dream Emulator. It is fucking scary. It is a fucking scary game, and you should be scared right now. What the fuck? What? Hello? Oh, this is the other setup. No, this is... Why are we here? I don't want to be here. Hold on.
What did you do?
I accidentally switched to the other setup.
Accidentally got to the...
Not what we were doing today. Today we are doing Toker's Trials. Wouldn't it be more appropriate to do LSD instead? Yes, but that's not legal. I don't think you could do that on Twitch. I actually don't know. Maybe. Jeff Bezos can suck my dirty ass. Thank you for following, Koizon. Do they allow slander against Bezos? That'd be funny as hell if he had some sort of, like, clutch over the entire system. Oh, you don't know the half of it. Oh, I accidentally switched scenes. Okay, I guess you guys get to see all my scenes here and there. A hallucinogen while playing a game like that, I can't imagine that going well. Yeah, I have a little bit of weed in my system. Bezos humiliation fetish. There's a reason I switched to Twitch, and it's so that we can make jokes like that. I hit my follower goal. I always hit my fucking follower goal when I start stream. You guys gotta chill the hell out. Do not follow OK Zyron on Twitch.tv. Don't do it! My alerts aren't even on screen. That's my Discord. I'm glad I didn't show anything I wasn't supposed to. That's not right. That's right. Hold on 1 second. I gotta crop it. I gotta crop the fuck out of this. It's fine. Who cares? Who cares? Thank you for the follow and swearing machine. You have followed like 80 times. Never mind. I don't thank you anymore. Stop doing that. But thank you for like helping me test it, I guess. Oh. Yeah, the reason... Okay, Toker's Trials, even before... Thank you, ADHD, for the follow. Thank you, Alonzo, for the follow. You guys, why does it let you do that? Why doesn't it have a thing where it's like... Oh, if you followed already, it's not going to do it again. It just doesn't have that. It just works if you followed already. Thank you, Catboy Germa. You guys have all been here before. Guys! Thank you for the follow, Arcel. Wow, we are getting so many new followers today? No. Oh, they can't even hear Discord. I never turned that on. Thank you for following my girlfriend.
What? I have been audible the whole time?
Yeah, but now you are.
You seriously, you need to do that. There are so many times where I'm like so funny before stream.
Chat.
And you always have me muted.
It is time. Do you like the setup, by the way? I'm not new. No, Arcel, I know who you are. Do you guys like the setup? ADHD, I just be lurking in Discord 90 of the time. That's okay. I'm glad you enjoy the stream. Do you guys like the setup? I have Rob Lowe, Burger Ad. I have me on fire, and this guy. I'm not gonna explain who this guy
okay.
is. If you know, you know.
I need you to understand. First of all, she made this like 20 minutes ago. Second of all, like, there's no purpose behind any of this. She was really like, what do I put on a setup? Oh, I'm gonna add a smoke effect. And she couldn't find a smoke effect, so she settled for setting them on fire.
Yeah, I couldn't. Well, I could. There is a smoke effect. I just found this and thought it was funnier.
Everything has a distinct artistic purpose. Everything.
Fire
is
is
meaningful.
fire is what comes right before smoke.
Yeah, I've seen you in the
Was
music
it-
channel, 80. Thank you for tuning into the stream.
All right, we're ready to get into LSD.
No.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay.
I actually.
I never watched the fucking 3 blue 1 brown video on Wordle, but I didn't watch it when it came out. I watched it like 3 years later when no one cares about Wordle anymore.
There's videos on Wordle. I thought that was for words. The fuck.
No one make any noise. No make any noise, and they won't know we're here.
What?
Yeah.
What the hell is going on? Am I getting rated? What time is it? It is 6 p.m. Not bad. Okay, wait. Let me put B's overlay in here. I don't think anybody else has an overlay. Okay, we just...
Oh yeah, I can use my toys.
Dude, I should set one up.
Hi, Stitch. Oh, it's Stitch. Hi, Stitch. Good to see you. Welcome to the stream.
No, the bitcoins.
Yeah, so, can we get, like, a meter on screen that somebody can change, that says how much weed I've ingested?
I think I'm the only one with an overlay, and I'm not sure if I'm in the headspace to track that.
You don't have to, it doesn't have to be accurate, but it'll just be funny. Thank you for the follow, Stitch. I didn't put my alert box anywhere else. Hold on.
999.
Okay, we're ready now. So as you can see, I have the most beautiful face cam setup that you guys in the Discord can change, I think. If you do exclamation point commands, it'll give you the commands. And then if you go in the stream chat in my Discord, you can use the stream chat commands to change. Sorry to harsh your buzz, but THE has no effect on the... Okay, what's up, guys? Welcome back to a normal stream. We're actually not... No, I can't even fake it, dude. I'm already fucked up. I need to turn off my light. Actually, is that gonna fuck off?
What? The weed? Yes. It goes away over time. Be fucking patient.
No, I wasn't talking about that. I was wondering if turning off my light was gonna fuck shit bad. It kinda did, but it's fine.
It's fine.
Today we are playing, what? Hello? Where's my
Hi,
face
what?
cam?
It's literally there. What are you
No, it's not.
What did you do?
Hello? What the fuck? Oh, wait, somebody somebody in the fucking Discord skewed it all the way. That was the problem.
Oh,
You can't
You're too vulnerable like this.
you can't fuck with me like this.
She's actually gonna think it's gone forever. She thinks she's getting hurt. In this mindset, you guys have the unique ability to like cast spells on Belle that she can feel.
Mhm.
Okay, so today we're playing Toker's Trials. This is a very minimal setup, though it has the opportunity to change based on overlays. Actually, maybe we
Yes,
should...
it's called LSD Revamped. This is not LSD Dream Emulator, it's LSD Revamped.
We're playing Revamp because I didn't want to play the game without a mouse. The controls were just freaking me out. I can't give anyone else overlay because I can't do the whole stream elements. B's just gonna control our overlay for today.
Fine, I'll get you all your fucking meter. God.
No. Actually, if we want to... Here. B said no, but I say yes because it's funny.
I'll get them. I'll get the meter. You do your thing.
No,
Here, I got a
I'm
meter
saying
right here.
I'm saying you said no, but I said yes because it's funny. We're gonna do a video room as well.
Yay!
Yeah.
So if you
I'll
guys
be
want
there.
overlays,
Flintstone on screen.
do the green screen overlays. Is this not the PS1 version? No, because that version has shitty ass controls that I didn't want to deal with. So I'm playing this version, which lets you control the game with a mouse, which is much better, easier to mess with. Okay. Something's gonna pop up on screen. Oh, fuck! No, you can't take up that much of the screen already.
Sorry.
Alright, there we go.
Not even green. You're not even getting Ermintrout. You just have the same shit you had on there last time.
I didn't change it.
Okay, so my friends have access to my OBS, kind of. They can put stuff on the screen and move images around. I'm not doing any of that. That's just gonna happen. The remake doesn't have anything from the original, which is sad, because, yeah, well, holy fuck, that scared the shit out of me. Well, yeah, but it does have a lot of stuff, which I think will be good enough for a stream, because I'm probably gonna get tired very quickly. Remind me, by the way, chat, this, you can't see it because my camera's fucked up. There's weed that I'm holding right now. Little bottle of it. At 1 hour in, I will be taking another half, because I took a half before stream. Just to...
Are you sure? I don't think you've ever taken a full one.
I have. I've done it before. No, I'll be fine.
Okay.
Hello, edible container. Yeah, you can barely see it. Can somebody in my fucking Discord fix my camera?
No.
Do you guys like Mario 3D World?
I love Mario.
Okay,
What
enough
is regular
stalling.
brightness 1 there.
Enough stalling. All right, we have a game to play today. Does anyone else want a video overlay before I start? No.
It's fine. I think the
hold
one is
on.
fine.
Okay.
I can connect on my phone.
What? No, that's gonna be too fucked.
I'm
up
not
to
doing
do.
that. I'm not doing that. It's fine.
Uh,
All right. I have not played this game before. I started it just to test out like how to do the controls. But I actually don't know anything about it. I know there's like a scary hat man. Oh fuck, dude. Okay. This is already fucked up. Oh, I need to turn down the music. Hold on.
Yeah, it's very loud to start off with.
Okay, I think that's good.
Whoops.
What media Discord app?
There we go.
This is a bathroom? Can I go in? Oh, I went in the bathroom. Dude, I
I
could.
think that's the bathroom.
It would be
That'd
so funny if I chroma keyed this area. Holy shit. Okay.
Is that what the guy? I mean, it might chroma key the entire screen. Look at the grass.
Oh, that's just the sound the bridge is making. It scared the shit out of me. Chat, by the way, if audio balance is off on anything, tell me so I can fix it. Hello, Faith3434. They were added in the last update. Okay, I will possibly see the Hat Man today, which is fine. I'm not scared.
You might actually don't you? Isn't there like a thing where if you scream loud enough, you can get injured? Like you could pop blood vessels. And
I'm not gonna scream that fucking loud.
You don't know how scary this guy is. He's wearing a hat and you can't see him very well.
You scared the fuck out of me, whoever just put the Backrooms monster on my screen. I thought that was in the game. Okay, I'm just...
Yeah, she has no concept of this game. You can put anything on your overlay, and if you're convincing enough, you can get her to think it's a part of the game.
I'm just kind of moving around. I know there's not really a purpose to the game. The idea is just kind of walk around and see shit. So, we're just gonna keep doing that, I guess. Can I sprint? No. Oh, wait, that tree brought me somewhere. Oh. Yay!
Yeah, a lot of the main gameplay is like
Maze
touching
World.
a thing.
I don't know which direction to go. This is very misleading.
Oh, I think there's a poll popping up in game.
No! No jerk mode, please. That says love over there. I like love. We should go over there.
I don't think you can.
Who the
trust
fuck
that.
just appeared on my... Was that LeBron? What's
What
going
the
on?
fuck is jerk mode? We're not gonna find out because she said no.
Wait, what the fuck happened?
yeah, this game has in native
Okay,
voice
upper,
commands.
static,
Listen to
dynamic, downer.
Oh, you ended your dream. Okay, that was a fast dream.
How did I do that? What did I even do? Is it just like a timer?
I guess going to the Love Shack ends your dream. By the way, you can sprint using spacebar. I don't know why it's that.
Oh, it's not shift, it's spacebar. Okay. Do I have stamina? Chat, I don't know what any of this means. Okay, day 2, I guess. We're gonna go back to dreaming. this is.
I'm sad I can't turn on the music. The music and like sounds that are so fucked up are such like a core experience.
Hello?
Pretty sure like
How
chart
did I?
me
How
game.
the fuck? Are you fucking kidding me? This is Dream 2. How did I already find him? What the hell? Jesus fucking Christ!
Yay.
What the fuck? I thought that was like a rare occurrence. That was Dream 2. What the hell?
Imagine if you still believed he wasn't in the game.
Wait, chat. What the fuck? Was that like a super rare? Like, did I just do something super rare?
Headman is like
That was
pretty
insanely
consistent, but he's not,
rare?
like
What?
they know you're streaming. It's like Helldivers 2. They're logging into the game and they're putting the Headman inside of your game.
Okay, well, at least I know he's really slow, so he's not that scary.
No, he's scary because if you touch him, he like erases your save data.
Okay, well, I don't think should I be caring about save data in this game?
Yeah, I think in the original game, I think you had to fill out every point in the dream chart to like win. Isn't that right, chat?
I didn't think there was a win condition to this game.
Well, there was just like you experienced it all. I actually used to like watch YouTube videos of people playing this game over and over again. It was so fascinating.
That place
to me.
was the place he appears most. Immediately got Happy Town, immediately saw Gray Man. That was some streamer luck right there.
Maybe we should maybe partway through this stream we should play some of the cutscenes because I don't think the cutscenes are in this game. So we should just like play some of them out.
Chat, can he
Watch them.
appear anywhere or just like specific places?
I think specific places had different rarities.
Okay. That place was the place
Anyway,
he
this
appeared most.
land fucking sucks.
Yeah, I don't know what to. I don't think I can stop the stream though. I think I. Oh wait, I did it. Sometimes just.
Sometimes just.
Sometimes
Oh,
just-
you did blue. Is blue bad or is blue good? Oh, blue is sad.
Okay, so wait, I get it. Okay, walking into walls will teleport you. Okay, I get it now. Okay, I'm getting the idea down.
Oh, do you have extended render distance on?
Should I do that?
No, it just looks like you have it on already. Looks pretty far. Or
Uh,
maybe I'm just fucked up.
Oh, also, I turned my FOV to 90 because I didn't fucking want to. I
You
didn't.
don't
want,
have to extend the draw distance.
Yeah, I didn't want. Please disable pixelation. Okay, turn that
No,
off.
the pixelization makes it classic.
Make
Hi, Paul.
so
I think
retro.
it's just harder to watch.
What are the
No, I
gamers
feel like
doing?
that's like the thing.
Oh, it's fucking the bitrate. Okay,
Pixelization
I was told
is-
it's fucking the bitrate. So.
Ah.
Can I turn off footstep sounds? Will you guys be mad? They're kind of freaking me out.
That's the point of the game. Just turn on sound effects. There's like not that many sound effects.
Oh, okay. So. Ah! What the fuck? Oh, I don't like that. Bring me to the Easter Island. Bring me to Easter Island. Okay. I don't like this place either.
Yeah, you need to keep on the footstep sound effects. You can't remove everything that makes this less janky,
Who are you?
surreal.
Hey! Friend? Friend or foe? What's your
Well, it
name?
takes another half of the edible and the pixelization filter turns back on, but only for her.
Oh. Okay. Can I have that?
Friend?
I don't know what it said.
Bell, what if he added my stream overlay?
You're too fucking loud. Oh my god.
Damn.
Paul said to get their message heard.
I have to get my message heard. I said this before.
Thank you for the follow, Trussins. Chat, God, I love Chicago. Chat, I don't know how long I can
If
play
this-
this game.
If
This
this
might
was
scare
in
the shit out
Chicago,
of me.
this would be a utopia.
This might be too scary for me. Paulus, get that shit off my... You have too much shit on your overlay.
I have one shit on my overlay. What do you mean?
I saw a dog.
That's not me.
Okay. Oh, this game fills me with, like, insatiable dread, chat. It's here! Get me out! Get me out! What the fuck? That's twice. I feel like I'm not supposed to see him that much, right? Chat, there's no way I'm supposed to see him that much.
I don't know. Maybe he just really likes you.
I don't like that a lot. I hate the Hat Man. He's scary. Chat, are there jump scares in this game?
Why is that? Don't kill me.
Guys, this room is T. Oh, I woke up.
That's
Okay.
true.
That was right in the middle. There's no jump scares. Okay. I'm assuming you're on a B-type day. I hate this music. Me too. Chat, I gotta be honest. This might be a multiple game stream because I don't know how long I can handle this. This game is really fucking bad. This is fucking me up already.
Hi, Paulus. Paulus is providing his own face cam too.
Chat, I just
Although
think
he's sitting in front of Jay walking.
Dude, why did
Sorry,
he
hang
appear
on.
again? Chat, I don't know. I gotta be real. I don't know how long I can handle this game. It's kind of really
That's the
freaking me
point.
out.
That's the point.
That's
Yay.
the point.
I forgot what the
You
other.
gotta keep going.
Okay, chat. If I get too scared, we're moving to Tukey. It's fine. We'll make it a double feature.
Interloper.
You stop! You scared me. Holy shit. Okay,
What? I saw the interloper.
dude. I wish there was a way to turn off the Hat Man. I'll be real. He's kind of scaring
Why?
the shit out of me.
Oh my God, Belle, you've seen him twice. He's rare. You'll
I
be
feel like I'm not
fine.
supposed to see him twice.
Wait, check the graph. Check the graph. This is important. The graph is very important.
Okay. What did I do? What did I do?
Oh, okay. Oh, that's just what the graph shows. Okay. I thought there were like statistics. I remember there being statistics.
Chat.
You gotta get a pure upper dream. Next time you go, you need to make yourself as happy as possible.
Is an upper dream gonna not be as scary?
Probably.
Dude, I'm so fucking freaked out right now. Like, what the hell?
You gotta make yourself happy. That's the way you gotta do it.
I'm gonna take more drugs,
That's
but like
the
drugs
way
that make
you
me
do
happy. Uh-oh, get me out, get me out, get me out! This is Hatman time! Okay. Oh, I don't... I'm just...
Alright, the happy dream is off to a bad start.
How do you do the hide?
Dude, Jesus fuck!
hide
Dude,
sword?
Sal's face matched up with the demon face really well, and it scared me. I'm going in here, I don't care.
The true self emerges from behind the mask.
Blue? Ah! Oh! Oh! Thank you for the $10. Chat, I forgot what I set as my fucking donation alert. Oh my god. This is another place the Hat Man appeared, so I'm getting out of here as soon as possible.
Wait, the donation alert.
I can't move.
It's like you asking for more
I
money,
can't
right?
move. I can't move. I can't. Okay, I quit the game. Oops. I'll come back. Hold on. Yeah, it is just me asking for more money.
I told you couldn't handle it. I told you that you shouldn't set that.
Hi, Sal. No, but the thing is, the difference is, I don't get that many donations on my stream. So usually I'm not going to hear that sound very much. And when I hear that sound, it's special.
It's a special shaming noise.
Chat, I don't think I can do this. I'll be real. I'm really fucking scared right now.
No,
This is the
look. Read
nightmare.
the donation message. Read the donation message.
The donation message said don't stop playing, so I gotta keep going. Okay, it's fine. I just got stuck on that bench and it freaked me out. No! Not Hatman place! Oh my god. Okay, I'm back.
Why are you so scared of that place?
Because the Hatman appears there!
That appears.
Get Sal off my fucking screen, dude. I don't want to be anywhere the Hatman is. Oh wait, what? This is a little silly. Terry Davis would... I'm going to Pterodactyl Land. Oh, that did nothing. Okay. Elephant?
Oh yeah, the animals.
There's weed. There's weed in the ground. Chat,
I don't
look.
like that. I don't like that.
Pterodactyl's
Yo,
back.
pick it up and smoke it. Yes.
I'm going to Elephant Land. Okay, that didn't do anything.
Cool ass dragon place. I don't know where you're seeing the dragon, but
What the fuck is that? What is that? What is that flying around my screen? It's just an explosion. Okay. Okay, I'm...
It's just an explosion, don't worry.
Wait, guys, if you just turn on a Hatman PNG, it's gonna look like it's actually coming
No,
from the game.
no, no. Please don't. Please fucking don't. Please don't. I don't know. It's actually scaring me really bad. Like, I don't know what's going on. It's just bad. It's bad. It's bad.
Okay,
It's bad.
some people are better at handling horror when they're high. Apparently, you are the opposite. You are so much worse at it.
How do you handle horror while high? What?
What?
Because it's like not real.
It's not real.
Hold on.
It's like it doesn't matter. It's just shit on my screen. I know. I act scared of the interloper, but the interloper isn't real and he can't fucking hurt me.
And how do you know that?
Because he's off in some F-Sky server somewhere. I don't know.
Sure.
What if he F's you in the sky?
Pause, that's nothing. Pause, that's nothing.
That's everything to me, man.
The real at the end is that Belle was sober all along? No. I don't think she could do that. I think... No, why are you looking at the wiki, you fucking cheater?
I just want to see where he appears.
No, you don't even... Look, even if you read the name of the locations, you're not gonna fucking understand it. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Play the game. Play the
Okay,
game.
wait. Happy Town is the highest chance of spawning. That's the place with all the bright. Temple Dojo. I was there too, and he didn't spawn there, but I got out of
Bull
there.
Dojo.
Stop cheating.
Well, I'm scared. He can appear
You're
pretty
gonna
much
scare
everywhere.
yourself away from exploring
That's
these
content.
areas.
That's content.
I'm gonna look up some LSD Dream Emulator cutscenes, and I'll just play them perpetually throughout the stream.
I'm going in the temple
There's
chat.
cutscenes.
Whoa!
Yeah, there's cutscenes.
These guys are fucking it up. Holy shit! Go! 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 I'm getting in there. I knew that would. It's dark time? Can I go to the city? Okay. Oh, I'm back. Except there's different music here now. Hello, Pterodactyl. Oh, okay.
How do you put down a sword?
He followed me home. Okay, he followed me home.
Like when you create it, just unclick show make source visible.
Oh, okay.
Does anyone know if clips are in revamped yet? If not, I'll play those too.
Okay, I can't get out of this fucking area for some reason, even though I want to. I'm back. Get me out. Please. Chat, that's Happy Town, right? That's where the Hatman can spawn the most? Or am I stupid?
I think you are seriously... No, that's not Happy Town. Happy Town is the place that's like a town, like a village.
Oh, that wasn't it? I just thought that was the place where the... It ain't that big a deal? Dude, I'm blazed and terrified. Get me out. Dude, okay, so there's a big problem with me and games specifically like this. Like, this is specifically a problem, okay? Repeating sound effects, unruly environments like this is like what specifically scares the shit out of me, regardless. Like, I think I made a really bad idea playing this game of all things. In first-person perspectives, NPCs that go straight towards you with, like, no rhyme or reason, these are all things that scare me really bad. Okay, I'm back to Salland, I guess. Let's go in. Let's go in.
Look, think of it this way. It's content. If you get scared and if you die, that's content.
Get the Backrooms monster away. Just be glad the VR version... No, I would not play this in VR. Backrooms. Okay, that was decent. That was a bit more of an upper dream. Nothing really happened, but it's fine. I don't understand how to get upper dreams and downer dreams and all this stuff. I don't get it. Okay. Okay.
It's like, when you get the blue color, that's a good color. When you get the red color, that's a bad color. That's about all that there is.
That was bad? That was a bad day?
No, it's a little bit upper.
Touching different services and things results in you going to other places. Yeah, I know about that. That's what I was doing. That's why I kept running against the wall when I was scared I was in Hatman area. Chat, if this game didn't have the Hatman in it, I wouldn't be as scared. I'll be real. I just don't like NPCs that chase you like that. That just scares the shit out of me like, it just goes in a straight line and just chases you, and it's like...
It reminds you of Nextbots.
Yeah, I guess.
Yo, next box. I love
Oh fuck.
Oh shit, sorry, weed showed up.
There's a bunch of
Oh, really?
stores. They don't have anything in them though.
B,
You don't know that?
Real quick.
You didn't even send me anything yet. You're fucking
Get me
lying.
out of here. What the hell is going on now? Huh? You upgraded? You upgraded? Did I give you a new second form? I think I gave you a new second form.
Why are we in?
Steve!
The
Fuck off, Steve! Okay, this isn't Happy Town. Jesus, fuck this music. Okay, I can't handle this music. No, fuck off. Oh my god. Hello? Steve Jobsniak? Steve! Fuck off, Steve!
What are you talking about?
It's Steve Jobs.
Oh, look. It's the beautiful fox woman of the century.
What?
They do this every
You say
century.
this every day.
Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you!
What?
I'm going to the city. Steve. What is that? Is that a thing?
No, it's gonna be extra fucked up
What
when
up?
Hammond actually appears.
Oh.
Yeah, she's gonna think it's us just joking around. She's not gonna think to
Wake up!
run.
Wake up! Dude, get him off my fucking screen. Oh my god. Fuck
Why are you
off!
touching the
I
freaks?
love-
Because they were freaky and I wanted to touch them. Since they're freaks.
What?
What?
You know,
Freaky.
freaks like to touch.
Okay, okay. As a
okay.
reward, you've made it this far. I've got your first cutscene. Are you ready to see your first cutscene?
Okay. I don't know if it'll play the audio, but hold on.
It will. Well, yeah. Just make sure you enable audio on my overlay.
Hold on. Let me turn it on. Okay, we're gonna watch a LSD Dream Emulator cutscene. Okay. Wait, no, I'm not ready.
Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm getting it.
Okay, I'm ready now. Hi, Wayne. Okay,
That
Here.
was a Wayne. That was a grandpa.
Oh shit! It's gonna loop. Tell me when it's done.
going to the sky. Oh, hell yeah. Star music. Oh, it's the guy! That's the guy whose face I went into.
You're correct. Good job. You passed the first test.
Okay, it's done. Turn it off. Turn it off. Turn it off. Turn it off! Hatman,
I did.
it's
Turn
not
that shit
stopping!
off.
Okay,
There.
it's
Go
gone.
forever.
Okay, chat. I will go to day 10. At the very least. And then we might switch games because I genuinely think my heart's gonna explode if I keep playing this game.
It's not that bad. You'll relax over it.
I don't think I will. This is like right up the alley of what kind of fucking game scares the shit out of me. Day 20? No, the Hatman's not real. He's not. Green Screen Land. I'm going to the green screen party at Green Screen Land with my green screen friends. I'm going to the green screen wall. Wait, that was the place the guy shows up, right? That was Happy Town?
I'm not sure if this was Happy Town. It's another town. I'm not sure if it's specifically Happy Town.
Wait, is this a reference?
What do you mean a reference to what? The Golden Gate Bridge?
Could be. Could
Yo,
be.
this is a Petscop reference.
Could be an obscure reference to the real life story. Is this a Sphinx?
Okay, you know what?
Go
I'll
to
get you
Desert
play.
Land.
Think about this like it's first-person Petscop, and the Hatman is Martin.
Marvin.
Barvin.
D. Did that say D? What was that? Why am I Tony Soprano? Do you guys see this? I want to go to this place.
Oh yeah, it's got like graffiti. The graffiti is so cool.
Oh shit, the waterworks! Everything is working as functional,
I hope
Captain.
it does.
I make sure the... Oh, come on. I was just having fun. Tony!
Do you have a Video Ninja overlay?
Stop!
Can you just play a YouTube link? Because that would be easier for showing the videos.
Stop! No, I don't think Video Ninja has like fucking.
Okay, I'll just have to download and convert.
Happy Town has sex clouds sometimes. I don't think I can show that on Twitch.
Sex class? Okay, yeah, you gotta keep your eyes to the ground. Now you're scared of Happy Town for 2 separate reasons.
I'm back. What's up? My 3rd time in this. Ugh! Fuck off! Don't do that! Okay, my 3rd time in the Sun of Warzone. This time I will learn. Oh wait, he's got the metal. He's got the lightning bolts on his face this time.
Oh, I remember. In this level, I was so fucking mad because one time the YouTuber I was watching didn't go into the mouth. They hit the railing. I was so mad about
No!
that. You could not understand.
They chroma keyed my green screen land.
Oh, fuck.
They gave it the. They put a gray behind it.
Okay, I don't understand. Here's the thing. Yume Tuki, right? Like, and Yume Nuki has this thing where, like, there's doors that are, like, themed in certain ways, and if you go in the doors, then it takes you to that place. I don't know. I think these places are just, like, I don't know if me walking into Paris is going to take me to Paris, or if it's just going to take me somewhere completely random. I don't know how it works.
It's a dream. It doesn't make any sense to dream.
Give me out.
The mind works in crazy ways. You know what they need to do to make this game real? They need to, you know the guy who ripped his brain out on that
Stay
video
away
just
from me,
doing
you
some,
fucking pterodactyl. I'm going in the hole.
He ripped out his game brain and like plugged wires into
Oh,
it
did
and
that
played
kill
video
me?
games on it.
Did that die? Did I die because I went in the hole?
You might have died because you went in the hole.
I didn't know you could
But
die
yeah,
in this game.
I think you need to play this game on a brain and it will be real. Like that is the optimal playing experience for all the users of all ages. Hi Trent, whatever your name is.
Trent's here?
No.
Why?
His name is. Wait, I don't remember it either. I think it is Trent.
He's in...
It's Trip. It's Trip. The right.
Oh, I have.
Oh, Trip. Stop looking at the wiki, you're cheating.
Okay, wait. Catman, go away. What was I gonna look up? I need to look up something else. Oh, I need to go to my Twitch account. Hold on.
Dying in a dream wakes you up, not in real life. Sometimes the dream just keeps going and you think you're dead for a little bit.
I need to do a reevaluation of my life. No, I need to do a reevaluation of I need to figure out. What am I trying
What
to
are
say?
you fucking spit it out?
I need to.
What are you even doing? Why are you on Twitch?
I
What
need
are
to,
we doing?
I need to
What
play.
are we
I
doing,
need to
man?
play funny games and not scary games.
I don't think LSD is more like surreal than scary. The Hetman is not like a core component.
Why does he show up so much?
You're just unlucky. You need to get happy.
He shows up if I'm sad?
Maybe.
No, I looked at the wiki. It didn't say that.
You gotta
Look,
get this
just
shoe
keep
woman
going.
to get
It's
happy.
not that bad.
I will go until the hour.
Honestly,
mark.
Paulus, that might be real. I don't even know
The
if you're
shoe woman?
fucking lying. Yeah.
Why are you on your own stream? What? It's my stream. I can do whatever I want. There's a fucking cartoon witch on my screen. Okay. Is this gonna go anywhere? I feel like this is gonna never end. And I probably shouldn't walk all the way. Oh, wait. Hold on. Holy fuck. Chad, I fixed it.
Okay, look. Belle, if you decide to stop playing the game, you need to
What
watch
the fuck?
LSD and Dream
What the
Emulator
fuck?
all cut
What the
scenes.
What's up?
Okay. I'll just go into this wall now. Uh-oh.
Wait, we'll make a concession. If you give up, you gotta watch all the cutscenes.
This reminds me of when I fell in that hole and died. I wonder if that's intentional.
Yeah, well, holes are much like holes.
Jax! I love Jackson Daxter! Uh-oh, that was red. Get me out. I'm sorry. That was red again. Oh, I'm so fucked. No. Stop going red!
That said J, for the record.
Chad, I think I really fucked up. I think I
You're having-
really fucked up, Chad.
Having a bad dream.
Oh,
She's
this is a
kicking
bad
and tossing
trip.
and turning.
Oh, Chad, I really fucked up. I gotta go to the city and I gotta go to the bathroom. Oh, the bathroom was evil. Oh, Chad, I really fucked up this time. I'm getting nightmared? I don't want to be nightmared. That sounds scary.
Yeah, everything is like so like dark and scary.
Take me out.
I
Take
think you
me
gotta
out.
stop being so fast. You gotta stop moving
That
so
was
fast.
white. I love white. Sometimes.
Excuse me?
That's the first time that's ever been said on the stream.
This is my fucking jam. My buddy.
Okay, look.
Is that the
it's kinda like-
Hindenburg? Okay.
Don't go there. That's a bad dream.
I'm going to London. Something tells me this is gonna be a nightmare. No!
LSD Dream Emulator should also implement
Who are
like,
you?
a karma system.
Help me!
Like you touch certain objects and it makes you a bad person.
Oh, not this again. God damn it. Get me out of here. Okay, welcome back. Hey, God of the Sun Sky, can you fucking help me, please? Help! No! Okay, that was right in the middle, chat. That was a good...
The LeBron meter is increasing.
That was an okay dream. Why is LeBron meter increasing? That was okay.
How was that a good dream? You experienced so much red.
But then I took it back. Chat, is there a rhyme and reason to this game? Is there reason?
Yeah.
Is there,
It's just incredibly esoteric.
why did I get a red? Why did I get a red? Why does that happen?
I think it'd be funny if someone started playing a completely different game and put it in one of the corners. Watch the Monopoly stream.
We're not doing that.
There's no rhyme or reason to the dream. chat.
Joke's over.
Is there ways to get not red?
No, I think there's a little bit of reason.
Or am I just stupid, chat? Am I just stupid?
I guess start playing Fallout New Vegas. Don't do that. That's bad.
Yay!
Is there a way to get not scared?
Who even is Catboy Drummer? Is that Nyara?
No, that's Saucilly.
That's Sawzily?
Yes.
More like Cecily.
It's basically random, okay.
No, you didn't read all that. They said there's some specific things which take you to certain places 100% of the time.
That was blue. You said blue's good, right?
I think so.
Oh, okay, so I'm in green screen land, but without the green. I hate that. Why? Why no green for me?
And
Well, no, this is Luma Key land instead of Chroma Key land.
Oh, I hate Luma Key. Help me! Help me!
Stop,
don't
stop.
Do that. Don't do that.
What?
Don't do that. We'll
Help
punish
me!
Someone needs to hurt you real bad. Forever, I think. The final Toker's trials is to, like, reach Nirvana.
I'm on the hill.
you. I love that sentence.
I can't go over there. I'll die. Take me, tree. Tree.
Ah! Where's the fucking static?
What does black mean?
I don't know. Maybe you're just getting more sleepy. Well, I assume, like, each color corresponds to one part of the axis. So maybe black is down or
Hi.
white is upper.
What up? What up with you? What's up, motherfucker? Hello. Wait, your thing's moved. Are you okay? Oh, good morning. That was good. I just kind of fucked around, but that was good. That one was good.
Who's
That
got
one-
Fallout in the top right?
It's
I'm actually in pain. I think okay, I'm gonna keep going until we hit the 1 hour mark. Then I'm gonna take another half, and we're gonna switch to Tuki.
It's like our very own Subway Surfers.
Chat,
in
I
the
didn't know
corner
how
of the screen.
effective this game was gonna be against me. Okay, and I think seeing the Hatman twice in my first 10 minutes kind of did not help. If you remember that happened. But I got donated $10 today, so
Okay, the chart does have rhyme or reason. In order to raise your mood, you need to look at friendly objects.
What are friendly objects?
That's what it says. I can't. Wait, there's an area called Violence District.
What? Oh yeah, I know about the violence. No, what?
Oh, so Happy Town makes you the most happy, and if you're super happy, that's where your spawn location will be.
Chat, I'm fucking scared as hell.
Apparently, the worst place is Clockwork Machines because that's where you spawn when you're sad.
Oh, I've been there like 3 times.
You're not doing so good. It can read your emotions right now.
Yeah, Belle's actually attached to the machine right now.
There's a bunch of wires that are like green screened out
What?
with a normal green. All to the brain.
Chat, I'm just not good.
Hail to the king, baby.
I'm not depressed, I might be, but I'm not like it's just freaky, man.
You'll be fine. Just remember it's not real.
Yeah, but I'm so high. Okay,
You'll be
let's watch
fine.
another cutscene.
Oh, okay. I can get some more cutscenes. Actually, do you just want to like, let's just like play the video every once in a while, just like all cutscenes, because it's such a pain in the ass. Just looked up LSD all cutscenes.
Okay, I'll look it up. Sure.
That's too many of them.
We'll just take like a big bite out of it whenever we want to. I'm gonna go to the
Did I
bathroom, by the
miss
way.
something? This game is awful and scary. That's what you missed.
If you see the Hadman, good luck.
I think I would be able to handle this because I think I'd be I can handle a lot of horror games, but the way this game is set up is just something else. Cutscenes. Okay, all cutscenes. All right, chat. Here we go. We can watch some of the cutscenes of the game. Get out of the face hat, man.
Hayatame. No. I love the Hayatame.
What? Half a gummy is a ton? Well, with these, it's only, it's not that much. Oh, what the fuck? Wait, am I okay? Oh, okay. The Silent Dream? What did that say? I wasn't actually looking at it.
Limbo Silent Dream. That's fine.
Hi, I'm back.
Oh, that said Limbo Silent. Okay. I'm saying this not knowing the dosage of a gummies. I actually don't have the original container. This is a container of the other one that I put these in. I don't remember how many of these are. I think it's like 7 for a full one, so it's not that bad.
Oh yeah, I think it. Did you mention that you have the weed that has black pepper in it for some reason? As if that somehow makes it better?
Okay, chat. This is gonna become a watch party for the cutscenes for right now.
Yeah, we're just gonna chill out.
Oh, I remember these fucking guys. I was there. Are they gonna make out or
What do you
something?
mean you were there? You were there when they invented sumo wrestling?
I think so.
I
Yeah.
think part of what makes this game so interesting for like American viewers is that it is not from America. So like it's a lot of this stuff just like it's probably like culturally relevant. It's like a look into a world that we don't really like we aren't really a part of. So it adds that level of detachment that I think kind of makes it interesting.
I think it's funny because it has LSD, which is a drug.
Yeah, that's also true.
Hello, JSG. Welcome to the stream. I'm doing fine. I'm doing just fine.
Americans and people from the U.S. or the whole con. I mean, I think it's mostly I guess mostly America and Canada. I can't really speak for how popular LSD Dream Emulator was in Brazil. It seems like a lot of these seem like promotional cutscenes because like the clips I was showing you were more like
I went there. I was there. Chat, I was there. Oh, fuck.
You were there, Chad. You were there.
I didn't know they could get graphics like this back in the day.
Oh shit! Go, go, go! In logic, the symbolic dream. In logic, the symbolic dream.
Yeah, I think like we need more games like this that are made by someone with a who has like a vision, but no one fucking knows what that vision is.
This is Hideo Kojima games.
No, Hideo Kojima could not make this genuinely.
Chat. This is the most my eyes can open. It's me holding my eyes open.
Someone hold her eyes closed right now.
I couldn't even see.
I think it is like an hour in. You were fucked up. I don't think you. I'm not sure if you commit to that other half.
What, you mean Tuki?
No, the other
Oh,
half.
the other half of the edible.
In Leisure, Sonner's Dream. Oh yeah, one of like the themes in this is that LSD is like 500 different acronyms.
Yeah, it's like Lemon. What did they call it? They call it something in like the Sonic
Livin' La Vida
comics.
Loca.
Wait, you guys aren't on my
What?
screen.
No, I'm talking about the game. What are you talking? What? They have LSD in the Sonic comics?
Yeah, it's called Lemon Sugar Dewdrop.
What?
Why would they do that?
They trace a. There's a chili dog that's laced with it.
Oh, were they trying to
Is it
drug
laced with
Sonic?
it?
Yeah, they were. No, they killed Charmy's husband, or something.
Isn't Charmer like 12?
He was, or no, he's not in the comics. But then they wanted him to be 12, so they give him brain damage instead.
What?
That's awful.
Yeah, no,
Why
you
would
don't
they do
know.
that?
So what?
No, why would I know?
They wanted. Why is my camera? Oh, it's just a shitty camera. It's fine. Dude, they wanted Charmy the Bee because they were working on the Sonic comics. I'll explain it in a second. I'm gonna get a hairbrush. I hate what my hair is doing.
Oh, okay. Let's just enjoy the cutscenes while she's gone. Oh yeah, the little
Yeah.
guys. The little guys are like such a core component of it. I don't even remember what they're supposed to be. And laughter, the spiritual preem.
What about, man's laughter could also be said manslaughter.
Paulus, no.
Policy, yes.
Paulus, no. Someone's got to make a
Paulus-
mascot horror game with this. I don't know. I feel like, well, I guess there's the Hat Man.
Don't invoke his name.
He can't hear us. He can't hurt us from inside the cutscenes.
But also
As
I
long
get
as we're
really-
here, we're safe.
I'd also get really mad if
Okay,
they made
that
this
should
game
make my hair a
also
little
horror.
bit more manageable. Get the fucking
Actually, I
Hat Man out. Get him out.
I think
What were-
seeing like
okay, so
Batman
what were you
cutscenes in
saying?
Pocket or something would be great.
What were you saying about the Sonic comic spell?
Oh
Charmy
yeah,
got
so
band damage?
the in the Sonic, is that breakcore that I'm hearing? In the Sonic original comics, Charmy the Bee was like, he was pretty smart, and he was like mature, but then Sonic Adventure came out and they were like, okay, we want Charmy the Bee to be like a kid, so then they gave him brain damage so he would act more like a kid.
Just the same age.
Yeah, he's the same age when he gets brain damage. And his friend,
That seems bad.
I forgot what his friend's name is, but they wanted to get him away too because they wanted him to become reliant on the chaotix or something. I don't remember. So they gave.
Can you just explain Sonic comics for the rest of the stream? This is delightful.
They gave
Oh my god. That was scary.
they
Should
gave
we add a temporarily flashing lights warning?
if it says LSD Dream and should be later on the stream, I think that could be inferred. Oh, that's the guy from the thing.
I guess so.
Well, it's my important to put it down.
God damn it. Oh yeah, so Sonic the Hedgehog, no, he had a friend and his name was Manny or something. I don't remember if they were gay, but There's this plot line where his friend dies because he eats a chili dog that is laced with like lemon sugar dewdrop, but it's actually, you can guess what it represents.
Well, yeah, because it's LSD.
This guy just keeps running at the fucking screen, dude. He's pissing me off.
Yeah, these are all like the big things. I want to see the little cutscenes, the little event scenes.
We'll get to them. There's 25 minutes left in this video. Oh fuck.
Yeah, because like these are a big part of the original game.
Yeah, we're just gonna kind of watch these, then we might switch to Tuki after.
I think after watching them, you need to play with a new perspective for a little bit. Just like a few more days.
No, I already closed the game.
You open it.
No.
Directors add a silly hat to Belle. Okay,
That's the
you guys know what to
clockworks.
do.
That's the negative space, chat. That's the
I'm gonna add
bad
a
red
silly little
place.
hat man.
It's bad because like it's like time passing forward. The more that time passes forward, the older Charmer Bee gets, and no one wants that. We all love him because he's old and delightful and stupid. Do whatever you can, everyone. Do whatever you can to turn back the clock to bring Charmy Bee back to where we want him.
He got brain damage.
Yeah. And if he ever grows up again, you know what to do.
More brain damage?
Yeah. I've been thinking about like wringing him out. Like grabbing both ends
What?
and twisting them in opposite directions.
The LeBron meter is too high. Chat, I don't know what to do about that.
You gotta dunk!
You got it, Tom. I've added a hat.
Well, you gotta reposition on top of her. There you go. Oh, is this night? Wait, can I say that?
I'm the Hat Man.
Well, I don't have to say it. You guys
Well,
already know.
Belle was the hat man all along.
That plane is gonna run into some fucking towers if it keeps going like that.
You can't say that. No.
You can't say that.
You can't
But
say-
not my drink! What is it? Chocolate? Well, I don't remember what they say.
Belle, aren't you less scared of the Hatman now that you've worn his hat? It's like you've walked a mile in his shoes and now you know what it's like.
I can't
You
return
wore a
to
mile
that
in his
game.
hat.
I'm too scared. Chat, the donation goals down below do still apply, by the way. I will have to eat a spoonful of Vegemite while I'm high.
That sounds like the worst experience ever.
Well, if someone donates the
Yeah,
money,
that's
I do it.
that'll fry your taste buds off.
If somebody donates $50, then I do it. That's the
Yeah,
rule.
you. And being a small streamer is crazy. You have for the small low price of $50, you can give Belle one of the worst days of her life. Like you will just. You're probably going to get a spoonful of it and then vomit.
Wait, this is the same cutscene. Wait.
No, it's like when the JoJo opening plays the second time, but it's like slightly different.
I don't have $50? That's fine. You don't have to.
It's
punish me.
okay. You don't have to hurt her.
This is like the real life if all the colors were inverted. Can you believe this? This is real life if all the colors were inverted.
This is
Can you
this is
believe
what
it?
it would look.
This is
This
like
is
real
what it would
life
be.
if all the
No,
colors are
no.
inverted.
This is
Do you
what it would
think
look
that's
like if
re-
you were in a. This is what it would
We
look
gotta
like if
stop.
you went to a country full of white people.
This is what it would look like if you went to a country where all the colors were inverted. Can you believe that?
$1.
They should make like gas
I thought
that
that
changes
was, I
your
thought that was
perception
in the
of
fucking
reality.
cutscene for some reason. $1.
$1.
Chat, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with this camera. I have two webcams. I can show you the other one. Wait. I don't know how to do it.
You gotta pay attention to the cutscenes. You gotta pay attention to the lore.
Wait, they look the exact same.
We're
One
now
is
a
just
TTT
closer on
stream.
my face. This is like
Oh shit! You're the detective.
there's not
Make
a,
your
it just-
webcam low quality. She doesn't have to change anything to do that.
It just looks like it just looks like the webcam like zooms out. These look the exact fucking same.
Why is there a giant D? She's the detective.
Turn them both on at the same time and overlap. Is that going to take my performance? I kind of don't want to do that.
I
Yes.
imagine.
Chat, what looks better?
Oh wait, no. Make one red, make one blue, and have them at a slight angle.
Not the 3D vision. Why are we doing 3D vision?
Yes! Do 3D vision. Trust me, this bit will be worth the time it takes to set up.
No, it will not.
I don't understand what's going on over there. I'm not even paying attention to it anymore.
Yeah, one red and transparent, one blue and transparent. Have them slightly askew. Oh fuck, she was the defective.
Yo, I understood that reference.
This is me looking at the cutscene. Oh, there's a timer on this one. One.
Do you like these birds?
I have to count the sheep. 1,
1.
2. This really is like dreaming. Actually, no, this is what you do before you go to sleep, so I don't know what this is supposed to be.
Maybe you're dreaming about going to sleep.
Why are they getting faster?
Belle, you gotta do the 3D camera. It'll be so funny. We're gonna get so many clips on YouTube.
I can't. No, I can't duplicate my camera and change the color filter. It's not letting me.
Fuck!
That's a UFO? Yeah, it only lets me paste as a reference, which makes the joke impossible. Unless I, like, really shittily... I'm not gonna do that. Chat, you're gonna have to...
Oh, the aliens! Eve was talking about the aliens. These are important.
Is this what the game has lore? I thought it was just you took LSD.
No, put down the sign that says put on your 3D glasses. There's no 3D effects.
Fuck,
This
you
game
wanna
is
waste some
Spooky
money.
A. Lamaus. Are you from 2004? Why are you talking like that?
Don't insult Eve.
Cheap viewers on sex. I don't know what that viewer is. I don't know what Shaggity Draggedy is saying. I think it's...
Is that like a joke or is that just like a bot?
That's a bot. I just don't know. They didn't
I don't know
say-
why is it censored? Wait, oh, it doesn't just like delete the message if they send a link. It just censors the link. All right, thank you. Wait, no, you gotta make that text 3D or else they won't see it.
Gotta take a little bit more. Take a bit more.
Look at it.
Take off your 3D glasses. This is way more in tune with what this series was obviously inspired by, which is Wayne Radio TV's Toger's Torment. But it's
Of course.
Just watching LSD Dream. I mean, like, React content is good. I'm just not sure if we have a lot to react to. It also feels like lazy a little bit.
it was funny.
We're only doing this because it's relevant. This is incredibly relevant because this would be in the game.
It's like we can really imagine the game being played. It's so immersive.
Wait, you have your second webcam.
And then
Oh,
That is what is that? That is not a 3D effect for the text. What are you doing?
Yes, it is. It is.
punch your
It's just
screen.
purple.
Don't punch your screen. Don't do that.
yay!
I will piss on my screen. Chat, I hope you're having fun. Oh, wait. Hold on. No, that doesn't work on me. I'm
Can't say
immune.
that.
What do you mean I can't say that?
No, I'm
Oh,
reading the
fuck.
chat.
Oh.
No, everybody don't listen to the AI voice. No, nobody look at that.
Fuck. If you look into that, it's gonna give you a bad dream.
Oh, fuck, there's little guys down there. I don't know what they're doing. Hello? Hey, get the fuck out of wherever you are. You're not safe here. The Hat Man could come through the wall at any second. Okay, they weren't listening to me.
I'm really curious what your camera actually looks like with 3D glasses. It's gotta be like nauseating.
The effect isn't even working. I don't have blue on yet.
didn't even have the blue
It's
layer.
not letting me add another camera, so I can't add the blue layer because it's not working.
No, it's just it's just red and blue. It's not both.
This stream would be a nightmare to watch high.
Dude, why is the camera? The
It's
camera.
a delight to
Dude,
be
this
here.
is awesome. The camera has a delay, so it gives me a red trail.
Yeah, that's what must be so nauseating about it. Like, if you put on 3D glasses, your head's just gonna be moving, like, just like ripping apart and clustering together.
Ew, why would you say that's a Hatman on the screen? What the fuck? Look, that's him. That's the real Hatman. That's the lore. That's the lore of the Hatman. That's the lore of the Hatman.
he's so
That's the
nice.
lore. That's the lore of the Hatman. That's the lore of the Hatman YouTube video song.
Look, he's so nice. He's just taking home groceries to his family.
I am the Hatman, and I will destroy the LSD world. I am the Hatman.
Shut up! No, no one even knows that joke.
That's the song. That's the Hatman
What
song.
song?
Lanky Box.
What song?
Says my name is Crafty Corn and I will destroy the
No,
world.
it's a custom song. It's fine. Goldfish is fine. Oh. P-Jack! Get out! Get out! Get out! Out! P-Jack! Out! This stream is best experience.
Someone's gotta grab him and put him in a big spin.
P-Jack, get the... If P-Jack comes back, I'll unleash my special attack.
Oh my god, when Half-Link overlaps you, we can only see the red.
I hope P-Jack is not... I will...
Like a magic eye
I
trick.
will use my special magic powers to destroy P-Jack.
No, P-Jack isn't freaky philosopher.
Drink
That's
approximately
different.
0.
He's weak to magic.
Get Sopranos off! Get Ranos off!
Yes, Ranos!
Tony!
Hello, Ranos.
I hate Tony.
Tony from Ranos.
Where's P-Jack?
Get your fucking exploding flashing gift
Ah!
on the screen.
Ah! Ah!
What are we doing here, man?
That was my special attack. I unleashed my red self.
She unleashed the shadow of herself.
What if
Yo,
this...
hold on, look at this animal!
What? For the record, chat, in
Fuck,
case you're
you
not
looked away
aware,
for too long.
I want to make it clear that I'm not the only high one in the call.
the sop. Yo, he's the supper.
Stop.
Belle, get your fucking red self out of the goddamn caption.
This one's important. Make sure you watch this cutscene fully, and then give me notes when you're done. This one's important. Make sure you watch the cutscene fully, and give me notes when you're done. This one's important. Make sure you watch the cutscene fully, and give me notes when you're done. Okay, so...
If you're still here, I want to congratulate you for still being here.
This is an experience, if nothing else. Fuck off, Fred. No, too many jump scares. You need to give more time before the jump scares, before them to be really scary.
Okay. So this one shows a family walking to the Hatman's house. That's the lore. That's the man walking to the Hatman house. That's the lore of that.
There's more
cutscene.
people than the Hat Man. You're so hyperfixated on him, you're missing all the lore of all the other characters.
He's the main character, baby.
If you looked like between the shadows and the people, there would be like hidden messages spelled out in kanji. Okay, it's been long enough. You need to play the game again.
No, I'm not going back there.
Yes, you are. It's not that bad now. Look, you know about the Hat Man.
No, I don't want to play the game again.
You know the lore about the Hat Man, and that makes him less scary to you.
We gotta play something. I know. I gotta finish the cutscenes, and then we're gonna play Tukey.
We're gonna play 2K.
Oh, that's why I opened my Twitch.
I think if I don't know if LSD Dream Emulator is like too much for you, I'm not sure what you'll be able to play without it being scary.
No, it's fine. It's just, it's like, okay, the only way I can describe it is it's genuinely like a phobia. Like, that kind of specific environment is really fucking creepy to me. Like, just that specific, like, I don't, like, LSD Dream Emulator just scratches an itch that, like, is specifically really freaky to me. It's not like I'm easily scared exactly. It's more just I'm easily scared by LSD Dream Emulator because it's in a specific format. You understand?
I guess.
Like, there's just...
Tukey isn't that bad. I mean, it's not really like scary. Tukey isn't really
No,
scary.
yeah, that's why I wanted to switch to Tukey, because I think it's going to be better. I'm going to be able to
I used to
handle
have a goosebump reaction to missing source textures. Are you the person who made the Roblox virus that people love making art about?
that. Hello? I don't know
Hi.
what that says.
None of these seem like the in-game cutscenes. Like the one with the wheel was unique.
Yeah, actually, I'm not
Question
sure.
mark? There's this like thing in Roblox where there's like a disease and it makes things have missing source textures and people love making art about it.
Well, that was in Regrettivator.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
put that in Regrettivator.
Okay, Homestar.
They put that in Regrettivator. Hello, Kabi. Welcome to the stream. Okay, now it's an alarm clock in the elevator. We're making progress.
Oh, goodbye.
Oh,
I don't know who
forever.
left. It was probably Paulus.
Paulus. Paulus is a fucker.
Oh, fuck. You can't do that way. No! I don't think they understand very well how to do this.
It is very hard to react when I'm looking at something like 5 seconds after
It's
you.
fine. This is the joke of the love of the stream. Oh, you're back. What are you doing? Oh, shit. 1, 2, 3.
It's gonna go through all of 100 numbers. Oh my god, Jesus, the epilepsy warning is
Go back to
applying
being
more than
scared
ever.
and high. I am scared and high. HUD too cluttery. Can my viewers not complain about my fucking stream for 2 seconds? It's my
It's not even
stream.
that bad.
Also, that like wasn't the cutscenes.
It could get worse.
That like wasn't the cutscenes that we were supposed to know about. Apparently.
Look up, is there LSD Dream Emulator like clips? Because they're clips.
Well, I think I think this might have them.
Okay, watch those. If it looks like in-game, then those are the clips.
Okay, let's try these. Let's see if these are any better, chat. No, this is the same thing. We already saw that. We already saw all of these. I'm so fucking confused right now.
How do we get the clips? I guess it's not like too important.
But how do we? Yeah, I don't. Are they called clips? Can I just look up clips instead?
I tried looking up clips, but it just gives the same thing. I mean, I could give you the clips wiki, and then it has the things from there.
Chat. Let's do high dose shrooms trip simulation POV.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. You all need to strap in. I'm not sure if you're ready for this. Oh.
Backroads Buster is in my trip, dude. Backroads Buster. No.
Oh, we're already seeing it. We took too much.
No, Backrooms Monster. Don't go in my Stroop strip. Hold on one second. This is in 240p. There we go. Actually, that's gonna lag. I don't know why that was in 240p. I thought that was like a
That's
nice
awesome,
quality for some
though.
reason. Your LeBron meter is too high? I'm LeBron James, and I approve this message. Okay, that should fix it. I don't know why, but. Oh fuck! Oh, I get blurry. I get high. That's not supposed to be that color.
This is real footage. We have a drone out there.
Yeah, they jerked into his mind.
They did what? More like the
They jacked
Shatman.
into his mind and started playing.
Happy
what was
Easter,
coming out of his
Xbox!
head.
It's Usher. Okay, if I'm taking a
Okay,
shrooms trip,
I'm
why would I
wondering-
walk
yeah.
outside like this?
No, like outside is fine because like outside has like natural textures. That's what you want. I'm wondering why he's doing this next to like a fucking rusty
Backrooms
abandoned
monster! Get out!
house. This guy is taking a shrooms trip on the PUBG map.
I'm sorry, I scared the backrooms monster. My bad.
Oh fuck! Oh my god! Wait, look at that! Look, it's like going into like stone tablets. It has like text on it.
Oh, dude, I feel like this would kill you if you were on shrooms. I feel like that would like really scare you. Yeah, this guy's getting away fast.
Well, now you get it twice as much. Wait, are the doggies gonna transform? The doggies aren't transforming.
Wait, I can probably stream this on Discord.
What, do you think we're gonna be watching this for like an extended period of time?
Well, just to make it easier. Oh, fuck. Dude, why are there so many dogs during this shroom strip? That's, like, not fun. That's not fun at all. Personally, if that were me, I would have handled it differently. I would have killed the... No, I can't say that. Is this part of the trip? Apparently...
No, I think it can't. I don't think your computer can handle all this.
Okay, shut up. No side stream, sorry. I can't tell if this is on purpose or not. This is like...
Yeah, eventually your fucking vision freezes
This is
as
like-
the dog runs at you.
Why are there so many fucking dogs in this area, dude? How did they get this many fucking dogs? To just
they
attack
know
this
you're
guy?
high. They know you're high and they're coming to go get you.
Oh, they're coming to go. They're gonna tell my mom, dude.
All the killers in this demon realm come attack this guy who's way too high.
Who is doing that? I didn't press those buttons.
I love the way that this video is like framed. Like just turning from side to side and it's just like warping.
Oh, fuck.
His head movement is like E3 gameplay video. Why is he being attacked by
Why
dogs?
so many
still?
dogs? Why are so many dogs?
He left house with bacon strips in his pockets.
Wait, how the fuck did they set this up? How did they do this?
Well, that's the thing. None of this is real because it's LSD mushrooms. Why did you blink that time? Oh, new dog!
What if you watch this video while tripping? you don't want to go
That is
outside. You just
twice
watch
as
this
much.
video.
Does this
Dude,
guy, does
nature
this
is
person
so
own like a house? How
beautiful.
far away? How far away did they start tripping after leaving their house?
Nature is so beautiful, cause of video shrooms. Get the dog off me! Get that dog off me! No, what are you doing?
What is the ditch? Oh, there's like the dirt. The ditch is like coursing. Oh, that's a weird effect.
That's what it's like when
Okay,
you're
they
on
did
shrooms.
they did a good job with this.
I'm
I don't know
telling
how
you.
the fuck they did this. It's like changing the shading. Dude, they had to move the sun around to get those shots.
They did that with the Malcolm in the Middle guys.
What does that mean?
You know? You seen that clip from Malcolm in the Middle where the sun turns on?
No. Oh, look at the wall. It's got like circles in it.
What? You haven't? That's one of the funniest clips. They like let off the biggest firework, and then it goes day, and then it goes back to night. You don't know what I'm talking about,
No.
dude? Can we watch
Well, okay,
that?
we cannot watch Malcolm in the Middle on Twitch.
I
You're
can
gonna
watch-
get like taken down.
I can watch one clip with Be Fined.
We full pivoted to React content. She got too scared.
I'm going to the live world. Here I go.
Okay, now we're actually just ripping off our TVS. This must be like a gaming stream.
And we're out of the live world. It was not that
That
hard
is not
to
like
be real.
that is not like something you want to see when you're out in the woods. Like, how are you gonna know where to walk?
The cameraman's like, I gotta get away from this real person because they're
You
gonna
need
be
to
like,
have like the sober person just like full on clenching your arm whenever you get to the portal world, so you don't fall over.
that guy has no idea what's going on right now. What if he turned into a giant? What if he turned into a giant demon and attacked the guy?
It switches over to his perspective. We just see someone like head drenched in sweat, hunched over, just like hobbling throughout the street.
I don't think I'll ever do shrooms because I think I'll get too scared. But like, I don't even know.
I can't. What is the real color of the grass supposed to be? Which one is the right one?
Okay, we're gonna watch the scene and then we.
No,
can
I
get
don't
the
think
sequel.
I don't think you can actually watch Malcolm in the Middle
This
TV
is
show on Twitch.
It's tiny. It's a 26-second clip. I'll be fine. Chat. This is what I'm talking about. This clip's awesome. Yeah, see, it has a. See, we're gonna be fine. It has Windows Movie Maker editing.
Best scene, fireworks.
Homecoming 98. I don't know. That float's molded for a week.
No, get this text
I
off
wish it
screen.
was the Komodo 3000.
I thought that was funny. So it's like, oh, which one's the big firework? And then it flashes and it's daytime and it flashes back. Like that's how bright the firework was that it made it like daytime.
Okay, I see. I understand now. I understand the joke you're
Yay.
making. You have LSD effect in your recommended now. What do you... This should have been a private browsing session.
Okay, Tuki time.
Yay! Chat, if you want to join, you can play Yumi Tuki as well, I guess.
Yeah, it is online. Why did I
But we are
search
not
up
going
Tuki
to
time?
wait for you.
Why is there? Get the black outlines off my screen.
I don't... Did anyone... I'm not sure if anyone did that. Or is this like because Paulus left, is that not just like their overlay?
Oh wait, that was just my computer background. Get LeBron off the screen. You're just a hater. You're
There's
just
a
hater.
link to Yume Nikki project. You don't need to play music. Yume Nikki has music.
No, I was just switching up. Okay, chat. This is Yume Tuki. This is a game where you explore worlds that you want to go to. That's pretty much it. You just explore the worlds in the real Tuki. I'm your number one hater? Why are you here? I don't remember what button to press. Chat, I don't know what button to start the game.
Z.
I clicked Z, it's not doing anything. Oh,
What do you mean it's not doing anything?
I just couldn't continue for some reason. Though I've played this game before.
Did you ever save?
I did. I thought I did.
Oh, they updated this game. Okay.
How do I get out of here? How do I close this chat? There we go.
Press enter, I guess?
Okay. You guys will see the truth of this world. I'm in. If you guys want to find me, my name is OKZarin. I actually don't know
Alright,
where
I can
am.
see Eve already. I'm standing next to Eve. Come over here.
Where? Chat, I don't. Am I in? I don't know.
What do you
if-
mean, are you in?
I'm pressing the arrow keys and I'm not moving. Oh wait, WSD. Okay.
Yeah, I can literally see you, Belle.
Wait, who's who? Okay. Oh wait, I see.
I'm right next to you right now.
I have to
Eve
change
is right
my.
above
I have
you.
to change my settings so the name tags, like, I can see people's names.
Yeah, so the first 3 letters for whatever reason.
Okay.
I never knew there was an online version of Tuki. It's literally the best way to play it.
We have me, as Yuratsuki. Eve's here.
Like, I don't have as much patience as I would want for this, but it is just like the best way to do it.
Okay, wait. This is Eve. Where's B?
I'm here. I'm right here.
You don't have a username.
What do you mean I don't have a username?
You gotta set your username in the bottom right corner. Did I hear Fibri? Did anyone hear that?
Oh, there we go. There, I set my nickname. All right, let's go into the world. We don't need to stand in this room for long. Oh wait, we're not asleep.
Oh yeah, we gotta go to the bed. Oh,
No one go to
Beatrix.
sleep now.
All right. You guys are about to see the love of this game, the truth, and the way of the mystery. Let's go. Wait, where's Eve?
Where is Eve?
Eve. Okay. Well, I guess we have the she has the stream open, I think, so she'll be able to see where we go. She can catch up with
Yeah.
us.
Now we get to the part where we gotta choose a world. This is the hard part.
There's so many awesome worlds in this game. Chat, I'm a lot more calm playing this game because it's not a first-person game. That's a big thing.
Oh, we go to Evil Clockwork World. That's like in LSD Dream Emulator.
I say.
Oh wait, Marijuana Goddess World. Wait, yes.
Where's
Marijuana Goddess
This is
World.
it? Okay. We're going to the Marijuana Goddess World. Oh, chat, you can't hear the fucking game at all, can't you? Oh, you can. Okay, you can. Good. No, it's fine. That would have sucked if you couldn't hear it this whole time. Let me know if the audio balance is off at all. Okay.
This nameless person following us might be Eve. Oh no, that's
Oh,
Eve.
that's
Okay.
Eve. Hi, Eve. Let's go.
Let's go up above.
We're going up to the upstairs. There's people here? Hey. I can't talk to them. Oh, I can. I can
No,
make them
you
jump.
can give them a little jump.
This is the best day of my life. Saucily is here
Wait, I think
too.
there's a portal here. Wait, oh, I'm not sure if we should go this way because we already saw all this. This is Lotus Garden. This is like the Lotus Garden route, isn't it?
Well, okay. There's the audio balance is totally off. Trust me. I'm gonna ban you from my chat if you lie to me like that. Well, I'm gonna need somebody else to guide me because I can't think of anywhere to go.
Like, you don't need maps in Yume Nikki. You just go where you go. That's how you do it.
I don't even have
I
the
think
bike,
this is gonna
dude.
lead us to a destination.
I need to get the bike.
Okay, it just leads us back outside, but that's fine. We already went to Marijuana Goddess World. We don't need to go there again.
Guys, how do you get the bike again?
Oh fuck, you don't have the bike. Oh shit. Ah fuck.
Oh, you go
should've
here.
Saved. Oh,
You go
fuck.
here. I remember this. You go here, and then you go in the bottom corner? I think. Follow me. This should lead us to the bike.
Okay.
Eureka! Where did you go?
Where did you go?
Down and left.
There you go. I
down
see
and
you.
right. Wait, down and right, yeah. So I think if I remember correct, the bike is in the corner over here.
No, it was in like the grassy area. Remember?
well, it
it's
can-
just that you got to the grassy
It can
area
be
from here.
it can be in multiple places. Oh wait, no, you're right. It's this area. Nope, not here. Get out. B.
I'm here. I'm literally faster than you, so shut up.
Is
Or,
it
like,
in this
you needed
world?
to walk around and wait for like one of the portraits to open up because the portraits are only open sometimes, I guess.
You know, there's an Amori reference in this game, right?
Wow.
Don't
Yeah, I'm
fuck
not
with the
surprised.
Mori fans.
I think we should go
Fuck
more
you
up and
up.
down instead of just left and right because we're just
Okay.
kind of looping.
Oh, Pancake World. Let's go. It is
That's
a
that's not a pancake.
That was a sewer grate. Okay. Huh?
Oh no, we were in a tank. Holy fuck! Oh, these 2.5D worlds are fucked up.
I haven't seen this before. Up. Holy shit, this music is awesome. Who are you?
Oh, Poseidon Plaza. Yeah, that sounds
S,
about right.
S, 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 S. Okay.
This is very pretty. I like this. I like the brickwork. I like the sounds, and we can't fucking go upwards.
We're gonna go this way, up here, and across.
God damn it! Someone in the Yume Nikki chat just said you are now breathing manually. I hope they die.
Why did you
I
tell
hope they
me
reach the
that?
bad dream
while
where
I'm
they go
high?
forever. Because you'll forget about it in a few minutes.
I just closed the chat. I was like, okay, let's go in the door.
I
Fuck!
can't.
That door's locked. forever.
We need to get the item that puts us at the orthogonal perspective in order to go through there.
That's a word.
Just literally the word. It's a correct word.
Yeah, but did it say word? I'm reading. Didn't work.
Yeah, Poseidon Plaza is very pretty. I have no fucking clue what you're supposed to do here.
Can we
Can we
even
just go back in
anywhere?
the tank?
Go back in the tank. Ha! Silly. Yeah, you can. Go up the ladder in the back. Yippee!
Alright, more across.
There's gotta be a world somewhere in my dreams.
Wait, this is a world? This is a world down here.
There's gotta be a world in my dreams somewhere. Where? This is a world?
Yeah, that's a world.
Which is? How did you get there?
What? Did you not see it? Am I the only one who saw this?
Yeah, I think certain... There's
There's
certain...
yeah,
like-
there's a white obelisk here.
No, I don't see the white obelisk. Let's go to the gardens. Let's go golfing.
There's no golf here. Wait, I think we get to the green zone through here. I remember this. Oh, bye-bye.
Dude, what the fuck?
Yeah, I think we get to the green zone somewhere around here.
I'm
'cause,
so
like, another
fucking
piece of the
slow
woods.
without my fucking bicycle. Oh yeah, I forgot you can do this in this game. You can sit on the bench and move your head around. It's awesome.
I just appreciate having an MO that's just like a chill game. Like you just kind of fucking hang out.
Yeah, this is way better than LSD Dream Emulator. That
I
game
think
was
LSD Dream Emulator is fun and
that game was
interesting.
too scary for me. I just have like a very specific phobia of.
Oh, well,
like-
if you're so scared, are you brave enough to go into the hole?
yeah.
Wait, that's a puddle.
Oh. Oh, I'm getting all muddy. Oh, oh. How did you sit? The fuck? Bitches be sitting.
I think it says like just hold Z or something. I forget.
Oh yeah. Bitches be sitting.
Where do we
Bell.
This is not a regular bench.
No.
Why did you say your own name?
Well, I saw a bell, but it actually wasn't one. Hey guys, I found a thing over here. Nothing. Piss ass, fuck ass, shit ass game.
There's a shitload of fuck. Okay, I'll have the responsibility of opening up the map.
I already walked away. Fuck. Well, Eve's with me at least. Oh, there you are.
Oh, okay. So the thing you saw that would have been an entrance if you had 33 effects.
Nope. I don't got any for some reason, even though I used to play this
Okay,
game.
go straight up from here. Straight up.
Okay.
Just straight up.
I can't. There's a root in the way. We
Well,
lost
just go a little
Sauce Silly.
bit left or right.
I think Sauce Silly got lost.
That happens a lot in this game.
Oh, I see red flowers.
It just says if you find the portrait purgatory thing, just go straight up. I'm gonna just go back and see if I can find them.
Yarn ball. Take me to the yarn place. What the fuck?
Someone just said yow in the chat. Why are we being followed by Flintstone now?
You penguin? The fuck?
Oh yeah, the penguin morph. Do you ever think about how like everything is rotting?
Don't tell me that. Not now.
That's what this world is about. Look at it. Those aren't healthy tomatoes.
They could be. They're just upside down, dumbass. Take me to this world. That's not a world. Fuck.
Yeah, did you like clear your cookies or something? That's probably what got rid of your save data. Actually, wait, did you save it as a file? Because that's an option.
I have no idea. I think I was saving it. I'm pretty sure I was saving it locally. Ooh, door. Let's go.
Door.
Oh, this is pretty.
Oh.
That's the problem I was having with LSD Dream Emulator. I think everything was just a little too unsettling. But this game has a good mix of pretty and unsettling.
Yeah, essentially have like a display of people's like sprite work.
Okay, which way, Western man? This way.
You fucker! You're lucky I'm able to teleport back because it's not always the case.
Oh,
Where did you go?
hey! What the fuck is up, man? What's going on? This is my best friend. Okay, I'm gonna sit on the bench for a second because I'm gonna go make some food.
What? Oh, okay.
We're gonna do a BRB.
There's
Be right
it's
back.
straight up making food. Cannot tell me how long it would take to get food. I don't know if she's like making an entire meal right now, or if she's just like getting a cookie out of a cookie jar. Oh, hello, Eve. You made your all the way back here. We should probably wake up anyways just to get back to Sawzley. Whenever she is back. Yeah, we could also keep going for a bit. The thing with Yume Tuki is like, your main goal is to collect effects, basically. You want to get effects to do special things and events that you gotta find out about. But it feels like getting an effect is so fucking hard, or at least a very useful one. Oh, there's a reason every time someone starts playing, like, oh, I gotta get the bike, because it's just so good.
Sal! Get the fuck off
Ow,
my
Jesus
screen!
Christ!
Sal! Get off! Why is he here? Okay. Alright, we can go. I got food now. I got yummy
No,
food.
wait, that's backwards. Go up.
Okay.
Yeah, you said you just randomly said, "Oh, I'm gonna go leave for food." You didn't really give us a scale of like how long that would take. Also, hold up, Eve is here.
I'm
We gotta wait
fine.
for her.
What? Where's my camera?
Eve, where did you go? Did she get up to leave now? She appears to not be here. I guess we will continue.
We lost.
we can wake up soon to regroup.
That's fine. This way. Wait.
Fuck. Well, yeah, this feels backwards. Wait.
Go up.
It feels like we are going exactly backwards from how we. Oh.
No, there's a door here. Green door. Guess we'll what's the truth.
Look at these guys.
What the fuck? Hi.
Touch them. Touch them.
They do a little noise. Well, I can't get
I
past the
love
Starry
them. They're
River.
little freaks. I want to see if they respond to any of this.
Ringing the phone.
They don't respond to me.
Yeah, too bad.
I want to talk to them.
Go up.
Oh, it's under construction. Is this the last place in this area? Let me look at map.
What?
There is only one other teleport in this area.
We gotta find it.
Shall we just wake up? It looked very far from here.
Yume Toki?
Holy shit, that's so smart. Someone's just singing Story of Undertale in the global chat.
I woke up. What? Yeah, I guess that's true. Back to bed I go.
I wish you could take, like, money and objects from dreams into reality.
No, dude, that would ruin the economy.
What, do you think I care about the
Why do
economy?
you never think about
Oh, if
how
you
the
see the
economy
piggy bank,
feels?
make sure to smash it. That's like the only way to get money, ever.
Where's B?
They're coming out of the door into the realm. Where are we going?
This way. Down. Yellow. Yellow door.
Okay.
Is this multiplayer? Yeah, it's just a Yume Tuki project.
Ah, fuck, I accidentally sat on the bench. Sorry, I'll get back up.
Whoa, this music is cool. I'm in Yellow World.
No, it's Lemonade Edifice.
No, you can't spoil the names of the worlds for real for me.
It literally says it in the top right corner of your stream.
Oh, it does. There's a lot of doors here, but this is the one I choose to go into.
Well, there's only one you can't go into. You can't go in a door on the wall.
This one. Everything's going to be okay.
Spectres of these chairs is fucking weird.
I'm jamming out, dude.
She's trying to play Friday Night Funkin' even while she plays Yume Tuki.
This one. No.
There's a vending machine here. Do I have enough money?
I don't have any money. You going this way.
Well, yeah, you started a new account.
What the fuck? Dude, I don't understand what the hell is going on. This way.
Puzzle.
I don't think it's a puzzle. I think it's just weird. Some things in this
You
game
don't
are
know
just
that.
weird.
Well, you can hit the light switch. Hit the light switch.
I did. Now it's scary. I don't know what I did. Oh.
You hit the light switch.
Hello?
Oh wait, this is like the teleporting machine. Remember the cut, like the fucking shortcut we unlocked through the telephone that
Oh,
one time?
fuck. We're in the...
Yeah, see, it's a shortcut.
Hello? Okay, not you.
This is the dream apartments. This is a very like common area because it leads to so much. Like over here is the clothes shop.
I can't believe-
we've been here before.
I can't believe we're in a game with AIDS bot.
What?
There's a character named AIDS bot. Nostalgia Critic.
Yeah, here you can put on the clothes and you can't take them with you, which is sucks.
Let's go out. I don't want to be there anymore. AIDS bot is here. I don't like that.
What are you talking about?
One of the players here is named AIDS bot. Oh,
Oh, you're looking at their actual usernames.
what the fuck? This room is fucked up. Why is there babies?
Respond to me.
We go that way. Not that way.
Where did you go?
Oh, this is where all the effects you get go. As you can see, I
Yeah.
have none of them. None at
And
all.
you can store them, and then when you store all of them, like something special happens.
That's what we're gonna spend the next 3 hours of the stream doing, chat.
Bold of you to think it would only take 3 hours.
Yeah, that's true.
There's probably people with like hundreds of hours in this game.
Oh, I know there's people with hundreds of hours in this game. I've talked to people with hundreds of hours in this game.
Oh, we're back in the main menu.
It's okay. We go here now.
Oh, you wanna go to the
Oh.
Evil Cog World?
No. We go to
No,
Music
we
World.
gotta go to one scary zone. I liked Heart World.
What the fuck? Grape? This is
You know what
MILF
sucks?
Camp.
Can we go back to the other one?
Oh, it's awesome. It's like Space Funeral. Hey! Fuck you! Snake!
That's a ghost.
Okay, well, it could be a snake. This says MILF Camp.
Sometimes when you just like you get into a string of just making like asinine observations. Oh,
Secret area. This way. That's the ways the arrows points.
I think you are like, I think
This
the brain
way.
power is just like draining out of your head through your ear. There's
This
something
way.
leaking out of you, and
No,
you're never getting it
dude.
back.
This way. That's the way the arrow. Nope. This way. We're gonna figure this out.
It's kind of like a puzzle if you think about it.
No, there's no puzzles in this game. I think you're just stupid.
There are puzzles in this game.
You never play the puzzle in this game.
Wait, this is up, but it's pointing down.
It's gonna be awesome.
Fuck.
Fuck.
I think we gotta go back to Heartworld. I think Heartworld was the most interesting.
No. This is gonna take us to the real answer of the Tuki Yume. Of the Yume Tuki. Left. Up.
Wait, this points up and we can go up.
Yes, dude. You just have to follow the arrows, dude. She's so far ahead of us. I think she hates me and doesn't want to be near me anymore, chat.
I hate this world. I want to find an exit as fast as possible.
Leave your comments down below whether or not this is...
Don't go down there.
Why not?
There's nothing.
There is a construction traffic cone. Can you believe it?
I'm trying to find anything here. There's no content. This is a fucking content drought. It's just hands.
Goes this way. Trolled.
We have to go to a new world. I'm gonna cry.
Wait, I need to eat my food.
Oh, okay.
I'm not
I'm
sucking
looking
dick
so
off
hard.
camera, chat. Do not
What?
say
You
that.
didn't have to say that.
I'm not. That's not what I'm doing.
Yeah, we banned that guy from chat so you couldn't see his messages, but he's saying all sorts of fucked up shit.
Chat, shut the hell up. This way.
Why would you say that?
Huh? Say what?
I'm not sure how much longer you can do this. Your brain is melting apart.
Dude, there's nowhere to fucking go here. I'm waking up.
Yeah, let's wake up. This place sucks. Let's go back to Heartworld.
I don't know what that is.
That's where we just were before, whether you got scared of it.
Okay. I'm not doing what you think I'm
Thank you,
doing
Nick.
off camera, chat. Oh, let's go this way. I go this way. And then this way. And open the door.
Here, follow me. Let's go to Heartworld.
Okay. I hear a trumpet. Somebody's playing the trumpet.
It's like Lisa.
I hate Lisa.
Here, down here, right here.
Heartworld. Heartworld. Oh. Fuck. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Why is the beat getting faster?
I think we gotta leave before it hits the top.
Okay, well, I got out of there before things got bad, so it's fine. We're in...
There's a little guy. Wait, do you see a little guy? No, you're too low. Look at the little guy.
No?
Up here.
Oh, what the fuck? Pac-Man!
No.
It's a ghost from Pac-Man.
Yeah, that's not Pac-Man.
That's a... Is that a good guy or a bad guy?
Is that an enemy? Is that an enemy?
Go. Test him. Alright,
I think he's chasing after me. Oh yeah, it killed Eve.
That was an enemy and it scared me and now I have to wake
Wait,
up.
no, it killed you. Fuck.
Why'd you make me go to this scary world where I can get killed?
Look, it's a dream. You can't die in it. There's a
I'm not.
present
I'm just
here.
eating food off camera, chat. I'm not doing
You
what
can't.
you think I'm
Stop.
doing.
Stop. You can't. You can't. You're gonna lose affiliate before you even get it.
I'm so close. But not like that, chat. Not what you're thinking.
Oh my.
Okay, we need to go to the
You
triangle
love
world.
just like. You love taking a joke and wringing it out in your hands and just like keep like beating it
Dude,
until
it's
it like
so
becomes
funny.
funny somehow.
Go to triangle world.
I've been to Triangle World so many times.
What up? This guy's fucking fancy as hell. This guy's fucking fancy as hell. These guys are having such a good time in their worlds. This is a fish. I can say that much with benefit. Dividends.
She gets like I think she is crushing the threshold.
Circumcised.
See? See what I mean?
What the hell is your problem? You want me to,
This is nothing.
you want me to end my stream right now?
No, I'm just saying you're not like sentient right now.
Oh, flower. Oh, fuck. Video game world.
No, it's Vibrant Mushroom World.
Video game world. I'm not seeing any easy paths we can take to the exit, but maybe thus is just a trick. Have you ever considered thus is just a trick? Could be. Just a trick.
I wasn't here for it. Did she ever take the second half of that edible out? Did you?
Yes.
Okay, that explains a lot, actually.
Go here. Never mind. He's soulless.
Not a man.
Without a job, without a wife. He doesn't know what to do because he doesn't have a job or a wife. What the fuck happened to my webcam, dude? I'm gone. I'm white. Up.
I think this song is like grating.
This is
We need to get out of here before it becomes awful.
It's a video game song. You wouldn't get it because you're not a gamer.
They had this in all Mario games.
This is called the Mario Jig. Yes,
I think I'm gonna lose it. I think I'm gonna actually lose it.
Hello, Logan. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I'm just a white square. There's not really anything I can do about it. Well, I can eat food now.
Okay, I think in the future you do not take the second half.
Stop! I think everybody's having fun on this stream.
Well, chat, you gotta listen.
Dude, there's no fucking way out of this place. I'm waking
I'd
up.
love to leave, please.
We keep getting stuck in this game.
Well, yeah, it's a part of the experience. Also, some worlds just aren't finished for some reason. More piggy bank money.
Time to see if I got piggy bank money. No, not today.
Yo, there's someone called Plavman. Is that Adam?
No. Go here.
Oh, okay.
Graveyard world. This is grandma. This is grandpa.
This
This
is
is
scary
auntie.
because death is real.
This is Gerald. This is Jared. This is my cousin Phil. This is where you will be. Once I get my hands on you. Can someone test if the choppy guys kill you? Okay.
These guys? No, they're fine. They're cool.
Why are they choppy?
Some people are hungry.
I don't think that's true.
Look at these guys. Oh, can you show that on stream?
Get me out of here! Get me out of here! Get me out! I
They're making offensive symbols with their crescents
get to the paint
and
world.
shapes. Ah, fuck, there's more of them.
Well, this is my plushie I had when I was a child, so it's actually the game is haunted and has my memories in it.
You were just saying shit.
I told you the game is haunted and has my memories in it, and that's the plushie I had when I was a kid. Hey, Doppy. You get your solo...
Do you think this is the second half of the
Big
edible, or
break
do you think
yet?
she's just tired? Yo, it's that character you like. The
Digital
one that's like...
Circus.
Yeah, the Amazing Digital Circus.
Don't chomp me.
You made 2 keys personalized, just like Super
What
Mario
up,
64. I thought
key
it was
guy?
Ocarina
I'm
of
going to
Time
your
that was
story.
personalized. Wait. This is the morph. This is grab this. Grab this. Grab him.
What up? They call me Gravehead. Ooh, Paint World. Yumitsuki's
Wait, you can go down.
personalized. Yeah, real. That's true. They did that. I'm going to grave mode. This is where my grave lives. We're getting too high on my stream. I'm getting out of here.
You're joking, by the way? No, you're not.
The
Oh,
choppers.
this guy's so fucking sick. Oh, don't go through his mouth. Don't go through his mouth.
I'm going into Spit World. Oh, what happened? Where's my Spit World?
This is a different world.
No spit. Off my back.
Let's explore this. It says that oh, door on left side. Left side. Door left side.
Left side.
Door left. Down here.
Door. Go in to the
Oh
door.
fuck, that's what's gonna happen to you. Oh, now we can tell these people that they're gonna die.
That's so mean. Can you imagine doing that to somebody who's already dead? This is my grandma's hospital.
Is she okay?
No, she owns the hospital.
Oh, okay. That's good.
She is also on life support.
Oh, is she okay?
No, dumbass.
Is she gonna be okay?
I hope not.
Oh, I think this is what your grandma's seeing.
Dude, this is that YouTube video we watched.
Yeah, this is the real LSD effects. If you look at this for long enough, you'll feel like you're high. This is the shit they put in that game that you're not allowed to, that the government hates. Polybius. The one that, like, fucks with you.
What? You don't know anything about Polybius, white girl.
What do you think? No, don't you think, like, Polybius probably put, like messages in it that's like, oh, kill people.
Can I come in? Hi, frog. I'm going to
No,
Mario
that's a dog.
64. Wow, that's fucked up. Do you see those graphics
Ah!
fucked
Oh,
up?
look at this man. Hold on. Talk to this man.
Doggy! Welcome to Doggy World.
Oh, shit. Oh, don't go to the right.
Oh no. The
Oh,
doggy
we're hurting
man.
him.
You ever heard of Gygus Undertale? Earthbound. Let me in.
No, this area is under construction.
This is what they put in the doggy swirly world. If you didn't know better, you would think that swirling the dog actually hurts the dog. But they didn't do anything to make sure that that was the case. It's okay.
We gotta go back. This is not content.
Kitty
it's
lady.
not there. It's in progress. We gotta go back. We gotta walk back. This reminds me of Earthbound. You could say that about any RPG Maker game,
He has
honestly.
this point, I think. What the guy in the place said. Wait, kitty lady.
Wait, did you wake up or did you touch the kitty lady? Oh, you woke up? Fucker.
I didn't. I went
Oh,
back to the
okay.
kitty lady and she's swirling now.
Because I saw Eve wake up and I thought, oh, we were waking up.
No. No.
Alright, well, good luck making your way back here, Eve.
Woman, cat. Why did you censor woman, you racist? Sexist?
It's Pride Month. You can say it.
Go in the hole. Whole day.
Wait. I think this is the area. This is the area with the bike.
I went to the wrong place. I'm going back in the hole. Bike area? Okay, let's go. Where is it?
Yeah, I think this is the bike. Hold on, let me try to find it. Let me open up the map.
I'm gonna go find it myself.
No. Just stop moving.
Okay. My bad. I didn't know women be like that.
Wait, where's bike? Does it say where bike is?
I don't think it's in this area. I think it's in an area that looks
No.
similar to this.
Hold on, let me look. Let me just look it up. If we're gonna get one victory today, let's get you the bike back. Yeah, it says it's found in.
It's in the blue
It's found
version
in
of this area.
I
Yeah.
No, hold on. Well, we could turn it to day and night. Let's just stay here. So we can turn it to day and night right here.
Oh, fuck! I forgot this was a thing. Yeah, no, and then it's in this corner of this world. That's true.
Yeah. So let's go down. A little bit further to the right. And we could go straight down, I think. Yeah, straight down from here. We did it!
Like good soul. We did it, chat. I got the best item in the game, and for that, I won Yumetuki Power. Powerful words from the ambassador of weed today. Let me be real. That was too much. I should not have taken that much, and now I am tired.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to say commentary-wise to be good on this stream.
We're going to have to forego the second half
This
on
was
other streams.
this was a bit of a test run for Toker's Trials. I hope you liked the stream.
No. 2 hours could be a full stream. That's like Vinny's stream length.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I think we're gonna end up here because I got the bicycle and it's awesome. Everybody's telling you that was too much. Okay, listen. I just wanted to try it because it's not too much when I do it recreationally, but when I'm trying to put on a stream as well, it's not as good. Thank you guys for watching. Not a lot of people talked, but I hope you enjoyed this test run of Toker's Trials.
Hope you had fun.
This
Bye
series
bye.
will return, and I'm gonna play games that are less scary, so I won't not quit them in the middle of them. But good night, everybody. Hope you have a good night. Thank you for watching the stream. Next time will be a little more organized because I will have taken less weed.
And just off stream before you go, make sure to save so you keep the bike.
Oh yeah. How do I save? Oh, save button.
Wake up and go to the PC.
There's just a save button on here too.
Oh, okay, that works.
Huh? Yeah, but thank you all guys for watching the first little episode of Toker's Trials. This will be a recurring series, and I hope you enjoy it.
Bye.
Bye bye, everybody. Good night. See you tomorrow for stream Half-Life 2, I think. We'll see.
We'll see.
Oh wait, today is Sunday. No, today's
No.
Saturday. I thought today was Sunday. Never mind.
Yeah.
Don't
okay.
see
no
you
stream
tomorrow. No stream
Look
tomorrow.
forward to having a break tomorrow. You can go home. You can relax. You can close your
Yeah,
eyes.
you don't have to fucking watch my stream like you have to every other time. You can go home and relax and not worry about, oh my god, am I gonna miss the OK Zion stream? I won't be live tomorrow, so you're not gonna
I won't
miss
be
the
mad
OK
at
Zion
you.
stream. I'm not gonna be mad at you, though. Maybe a little
I'm
bit.
not gonna hurt you. I'm not gonna hurt you.
I'm not standing outside your house with a baseball bat.
No, you're standing there with peanut butter jelly and a baseball bat.
Peanut butter gamer? What?
No, peanut butter jelly and a baseball bat.
Peanut butter